Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can be able to mine your Depin airdrops with just 200 naira. Okay, with literally just 200 naira you can be able to mine good Depin airdrops with just 200 naira, and in addition to that you can be able to get a lot of points with this secret hack that I'm about to drop in this video. In addition to that, I'm also going to show you exact strategies that I normally use with this normal 200 naira, so you don't need to be able to spend more money, but you can be able to mine as many Depin airdrops as possible faster at the comfort of your home, even without you knowing or without you even trying to be able to do other things. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first thing is a run through of Depin airdrops. If you don't know about Depin airdrops, you can head over to my playlist section in my YouTube channel, where I taught every Depin airdrop, both on how to use them with your PC as well as how to do them using a Mrs. browser on your mobile phone, whether you are using an Android phone or an iPhone iOS. In addition to that, okay, so basically this is my Depin airdrops. All right, so we all know how important Depin airdrops have been and how successful they have been alongside. Take a look at Grass Network. All right, this is Grass Network, which was actually the first Depin airdrop that came out in the industry. The same way we can say that Notcoin was the first Telegram airdrop that came out. So Grass Network was the first Depin airdrop that came out. In addition to that, it has over 370 million in market cap. Very well, all right, and this was how it was listed. Okay, and it gave people a lot of money. I can hear that most people during the Grass airdrop were getting at least $500, some others 1,000, some others even 200, at least the bare minimum, unlike nowadays. Okay, so in addition to that, it was a very successful project and made a lot of people jump into the Depin ecosystem. The next one was Nodepay. We just listed out this year in January this year, also gave a very huge amount in terms of their success rates. All right, me, I actually got around getting to like $36 on airdrop rewards, despite every single thing on my Nodepay account, as well as several others who did Nodepay. It was fairly easy and they listed at a very suitable price, that's 0.3 as at that time, which is their all-time high. So if you sold it, it would have been something worthwhile for you, at least a much more rundown compared to the number of efforts that you put in. So it was a successful project, which also leads us to several other projects which are also in the Depin ecosystem, and I'm mining them aggressively, and I'm trying to show you how you can be able to do it, because a lot of times people complain that they don't have they spend a lot of money on data and internet connection while trying to be able to mine these airdrops. All right, I know I'm from Nigeria and I live in Nigeria, and I know how difficult it is. So that is the reason why I said you can be able to do it with as little as 200 naira and make a huge amount of efforts, as well as your mining bonus on those particular tokens. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to show you is, this is my current dashboard, because I'll be using this strategy. I already have over 951 hours in my total airdrops for Blessed Network. Okay, and it is giving me significant amounts in terms of what I have been mining, my earnings. This is also my Nodepay account, which is currently at season 4. Okay, so my Nodepay account is currently at season 4, and I got over 180,000 on the first one. Then season 3, we just concluded, is 132,000 on my Nodepay account. Okay, then probably the last one may be the ones that I just did earlier, which is just Despeed. Okay, you can find the list of all these Depin airdrops on my playlist section. I'm also going to drop it in the link in the description, where you can head over to my channel playlist section, where you can be able to see them, where you can, even if you don't have a laptop, you can mine it for both your phone and your PC. So I covered 2 videos for each of these Depin airdrops. Then let us not waste time, since we have gotten through the overview. Let us just go practically now how to be able to mine these Depin airdrops with just 200 naira. I know why I put 200 naira, because everyone can afford 200 naira. Okay, 200 naira with these airdrops to make over $1,000 on these particular airdrops. They are Depin airdrops and they are going to give you a huge return. So please pay attention and just follow me, okay? So firstly is 200 naira is a small amount of money if you check it, all right? So 200 naira as an amount that you have, all right, as a Nigerian is almost at 1,500 per dollar as at the time of recording video. Let's say 1,600 per dollar per US dollars, all right? 200 naira can actually give you 0.128. I've done the calculation beforehand, so you don't need to be able to do it by yourself, all right? So it's going to give you approximately 0.128 US dollars, all right? If you convert it to naira, that's how much you're actually spending for 200 naira. Then this is also approximately, if you convert it to cents, it's just roughly around 13 cents, all right? 13 cents, that's US dollars, all right? So basically we are actually using 13 cents or $0.128 to be able to make over $1,000 in return, all right, for this particular airdrop. And if you look at it, it is very, very okay. It is very, very okay just with 200 naira. So the main focus in this particular hack that I'm giving you with this 200 naira to be able to get this Depin airdrop lies on the strategy. So even if I tell you the hack and you don't know these particular strategies that you should be using, you will not get it, okay? You will not get it. You can literally, 200 naira is nothing, but if you don't know this particular hack that I'm about to show you while dropping this particular strategy, you will not get it. So the first thing, if you want to do this thing with 200 naira, is the network that you are going to be using. That's a service provider. So the first step, these are like the steps, all right? So number one is the service provider, the service provider that you are going to be using for this particular airdrop. And I make sure, what I mean by service provider, I mean internet, all right? Internet service provider that you'll be using, okay? For instance, if you're using MTN, all right? You can use Glo, all right? You can use AIRTEL and whatever, okay? So basically, these are like the first internet service providers that you need to be able to do, which is the first step. So determine the one that you use. For me, I use MTN and I also have AIRTEL for me to be able to do these things. Then the second thing that you are going to be used is, this is very important now, this is very important, is the night plan strategy. That's the night plan, all right? So night plan bundle actually. So night plan bundle for these internet service providers, all right? So the reason for this night plan internet service provider is this thing. Depin airdrops cost a lot of money, all right? Depin airdrops cost a lot of money, and if you are not careful, you'll be spending a lot of money doing these things without making any form of money from it, all right? So why we are using night plan is for us to be able to get the airdrops, as well as do it in such a way that we cannot be, let's say for instance, utilizing our data during the daytime when we should be doing other things, but we can also be doing it at the comfort of our home and mining this thing very well, like seriously, because I know sometimes you can enter WhatsApp, you can enter Facebook, distractions can come up, and it will not be okay for you, okay? It will not be okay for you. So we are using night plan bundles, all right, for this airdrop. So the Depin airdrop takes a lot of data and it costs much, all right? It costs much during the daytime, that's during the day, all right? During the daytime, it costs very much during the daytime. So night plan are very, very okay. So night plan is very, very okay for you to be able to do it. Now, the third thing, all right? That's the third thing now for this particular airdrop, for this particular hack that we are going to be focusing on now. Since we have gotten it, okay? Since we have gotten it, then we have gotten the night plan. We know the night plan service providers that we are going to be able to use. Then the next one is use strategies, all right? Strategies, all right? Strategies for the night plan bundles. So use strategies for the night plan bundles. These things, this particular tax, this particular part here, it is very important in the sense that it is at this particular point now, that I know why I'm highlighting it. It's at this particular point now that if you don't get it, you end up wasting your time. All right? If you don't get this part, you end up wasting your time, and it will not be. It's as good as that you did not even do anything. All right? Okay? So it's good as you are not doing anything. Sorry. It's as good as you are not doing anything. So basically, what we need to do here, since we have gotten the strategies, we are now trying to be able to implement the strategies. So the first strategies for using the night plan, for using the night plan bundles on with 200 Naira, okay, with 200 Naira on Depin Airdrops. On Depin Airdrops. So the basic strategy here, the basic strategy here lies in one. That's the first thing. One is when you start your night plan bundle, depending on which network that you are using, when you start your night plan bundle, the first thing that you need to do is to what? Especially if you are using a phone. Night plan bundles. If you are using a phone, let me just say for phone users now. Okay, for phone users, all right? Because I know that majority of people who watch my content are mostly using mobile, all right? They're mostly using mobile, and I get it. It's not everybody has a laptop or uses a laptop often. So they are mostly phone users. So for the first thing that you need to do is to forestop, I mean it, forestop all, if I say all, your social media apps, all right? So that includes TikTok, WhatsApp, unless you are having a business there, IG, that's Instagram, or even, let's say Telegram alongside, since you are not using Telegram here, and let's say Twitter or X, or even Facebook alongside, all right? So Facebook. Okay, so forestop all these applications on your mobile phone so that there won't be background data running, all right? So there won't be background data running on your laptop or on your phone. So forestop all your applications. I mean it. That's the first thing that you need to be able to do if you want to be able to maximize this strategy. So it must be forstopped. Okay? Must be forstopped. That means that when you forstop it, that's on your Android phone, just like the same way you are seeing on the screen now, that's the screenshot here. It makes it better for you so that they will not be collecting data, all right, on your phone. So if you are using an Android phone, you can easily forstop your applications doing it. So it's very, very easy for you to be able to do. That's like the first step. Then the second thing is this: always, all right, make sure that your Mrs. browser, okay, your Mrs. browser, all right, Mrs. browser is on all the time. Like, make sure that your Mrs. browser is on. So even if you are not doing anything on the Mrs. browser, whenever you turn up with this strategy, make sure that your Mrs. browser is on 247. Let me just put it like that, 247 here. So whenever you start your night plan from this particular time, depending on where you get the night plan, make sure that your Mrs. browser is on so that you don't need to close it. Okay, you don't need to close it. That is very, very okay. Okay, that is very, very okay. It's very good for you to be able to do this, because once it's on, that means that even if you are not clicking on any particular airdrop on your account, that's any particular Depin airdrop, for the mere fact that the Mrs. browser is turned on, okay, the mere fact that Mrs. browser is turned on, it will automatically start mining for you. That's how it is. it will automatically start mining for you. Okay, it will automatically, once the Mrs. browser is on, it will automatically start mining. So that is like one of the key things that you need to be able to do. All right, so the Mrs. browser is on and you can be able to do it. Then the last thing but not the least is, which is the most important thing while using this strategy, because it's a night plan strategy, is that you can be able to, I know some of you will not wake up, so you can be able to, don't switch off your data. Don't, all right, so don't switch off your data. Switch off your data / internet when sleeping. Okay, so when sleeping, unless you don't have lights, that's, let me just put it here, unless you don't have constant or steady electricity. Unless you don't have steady electricity, that's, you people don't have lights often in your house, but you can use your power bank. That's, we use power bank right here. You can use your power bank. All right, so do not switch off your data. So whenever you want to sleep, okay, once you have turned on your Mrs. browser and you have forced your app, just do your night plan. Okay, even if you can do the night plan even before the time of, let's say, 12 o'clock or 11 p.m. has actually reached. Once it is done, click on your Mrs. browser, just open it, or you can even minimize it, but don't close the app. All right, and if you want to be able to do any other thing like that, you can do it. If not, just turn on the night plan, turn on your data and sleep, so that when the time will reach, even if you have enough data, it will set off with the night plan and you can still be mining, and just leave your data on throughout the entire day. Okay, with this thing helps you. What is the reason? All right, this thing helps you. Benefits of this thing is that it helps you in such a way that even when at night you can mine, that's, you can mine for, let's say for instance, you benefits is that one is that you can literally, you can mine for close to, let's say, 5 hours daily using this strategy. All right, 5 hours daily using this strategy. And that 5 hours strategy, YGY, so that 5 hours is like when you are sleeping, because you are sleeping, right? Because you are sleeping, right? And your phone and not distracted, because your phone will be active, right? Because you are not going to be distracted. Let's say you don't have any form of activity that you are doing with your phone, or you are just concentrating on it, because you are going to be sleeping by that time. So 5 hours straight in terms of mining, you already have extra 5 hours for you to be able to mine the Depin airdrops for yourself, like basically 5 hours for yourself. So you don't need to do any other thing. So you'll be sleeping by that time and the thing will just be mining for you. Not only that, you spend only 200 Naira. Once the thing finishes, it can be able to go. But I can tell you, 500 MB can give you at least several many tokens or many points mined. At least it can last up to 1 hour, because you have forestalled all your app. So there's no traffic. Only the Mrs. browser is collecting the traffic, that's the data. All right, so with that, you can be able to mine at close to 5 hours. That's from 5 a.m. Example, e.g., let's say for instance from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. That's like close to 5 hours, or even 6 hours if you look at it ahead of mining, of uninterrupted mining. All right, so with that, you are just be spending only 200 Naira. So even if you don't have enough money to spend during the day, all right, even if you don't have enough to spend during the day, you can be able to just do it, have enough money for data, all right, data during the day, you can use this throughout the nights, all right, throughout the nights, and makes a lot of points throughout the nights. All right, so basically it's a win-win for everybody. All right, it's a win-win for everybody, and it is highly important for you to be able to utilize this strategy. So what we are going to do here, let us just run a quick rundown of everything, is that you can be able to make or mine Depin airdrops with only 200 Naira and make over $1,000 in airdrop rewards. Okay, so it's just 13 cents if you convert it, or $0.128. Then the steps again is just for you to be able to get your internet connection. We already have SIM cards there. Just use your night plan, and you can do it even before the night has already reached. Then the night plan bundle that you can be able to use for this airdrop, because we know that Depin airdrops takes a lot of data and it costs much during the day if you are using it. We know how tariff works out. Then these strategies. So the most important strategy, especially if you are using for phone users, is for you to be able to forestall all your social media apps. So forestall all of them: TikTok, WhatsApp, Instagram, Telegram, X, Facebook, etc., so that there won't be any form of background mining. Okay, in addition to that, you can make sure that your Mrs. browser is on 247 or minimized. All right, let me just put it there, or minimized. All right, then you can also don't switch off your data when you are sleeping, unless you don't have constant light or electricity, or you can use power bank when mining, so that it will still be active for you. And the benefit of this is that you can actually mine up to almost 5 hours during using this strategy, because you are sleeping. So nobody is interrupting you with your phone. You are not receiving calls. You are not doing any business. You are not busy. You are just leaving your phone like that, unless you are doing any other thing at night. But it will just be like that, and you just spend little amount of money with seriousness and mine it even when they are not using your phone. So that's basically how you can be able to use this strategy and get over 200, to use 200 Naira to be able to make over potentially $1,000 on Depin airdrops. So that's how to be able to do it. My name is Odis Profits. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on post notification, as well as join the Telegram channel. Link in the description. Once again, I wish you well. Thanks.